Good morning and welcome back. Now it's time for some motivation. Ezeogu Chukwuemeka is the head of Academy and Coaching Services. Now he is a certified leadership and life success coach and is also a certified neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. He has a degree in industrial mathematics and a master's in managerial psychology. Yes, all of this packaged in one person. Today we are going to be talking about mastering your emotions. It's been a very emotional weekend for a lot of us, and understanding your emotions might help you get through the week. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you so very much.
It's so great to have you here. Now, this word emotions probably means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But if I was to ask you to say what emotions actually are, how would you describe them?
I mean, simply, emotions are how we respond to life.
Okay.
Very simply, how we respond to the events of life. There is a process in it, but if you're going to just walk away from all of the plenty jargons, it's simply how we respond to life. Something happens to you, and then you pick a response.
Okay.
But before you pick a response, something's happened on your inside. Now, emotions are part of that process that calls you to pick a response. So you know how they say we are human because we're emotional?
Okay.
Exactly. It's a very principal part of our humanity. Yeah, basically that's what emotions are.
Okay, so I've always had this, well, maybe in some kind of mindset.
Okay.
It's been a mindset that emotions are kind of, they kind of have something to do with your environment and how you were brought up or where you find yourself. So is it subject to your environment or orientation?
Yeah, principally, your emotions are subject to you.
Okay.
Let me break it down a little. Say an impact happens, something happens, and that could happen anywhere. It could happen at work, it could happen at home, it could happen in the bus, it could happen in the car, it could happen anywhere, right? Something happens to you. And then in that moment, you're supposed to respond, right? What happens is that there is an impact, and then you think. And after you think, you feel. After you feel, you decide. Okay. After you decide, you act.
All in a split second. Okay.
In you could say a split second, in nanoseconds, in microseconds. This entire thing always happens. Now, the quality of your decision now is now dependent on the first two steps in the process. There is impact. Step number one is I think, and then I feel. So once I think and I feel, I'm going to act. It is the action people see, and I say, "Wow, you like this." So we think that that action is a display of our emotion because it has to align with what we feel. And then what we feel aligns with what we have thought. So if I'm going to change or master or control or know how to live in a very wholesome state emotionally, it's got nothing to do with the environment. It's got a lot to do with me.
So it's not the downfall drivers that are making you angry?
Nobody can make you angry.
Break that down.
Nobody can make you do anything. You choose to do the things you do after you have thought and you have felt. Let me give you a clear example. If I were to use a curse word at you now, your expression will change. That's because, one, you have thought about why is he saying that to me? And then you felt whatever that word meant, you felt it, what it meant to you based on what you've thought about it. And then you choose an action. Now, somebody else who's your friend, you're looking at this now, who's your friend, and who two of you can be on that level, will use the same word for you, and you laugh. Okay. Same word. Why different response? You thought about it differently. Okay. Now this is coming from a stranger we have no connection. Who is he? Right? And then, oh, this is my friend. We do this often and we laugh. Okay. Same impact, different outcome. Why? Because of how I thought about it. Not environment, it's me. So nobody can make you feel anything. You actually choose your feelings.
So whenever people talk about mastering your emotions, they often make reference to the emotion of anger, mostly because of so many courses in anger management. They never have courses in happiness management.
Yeah.
Or, well, maybe some could say love management. But I'm thinking about the fact that when people get angry, they do things. And it's often said that they do not think before they do those things. So are you saying that that is a myth?
It's a myth, all right. And there's a reason they say they do not think. It's because of our anatomy, right? So I would just, this might be a little scientific, but it makes sense in the long run, and you can understand why certain things happen. The brain is in three layers. There is your frontal cortex, the thinking brain, and there is the midbrain, where you have the emotional brain, you have the amygdala, and then just by the amygdala, there is something very funny that they call the hippocampus. Now, the hippocampus is the part of your brain that stores working memory. So you don't think with that, really. You're not elaborating, you're not expatiating. You're just filing things there. When something happens to you, your hippocampus holds that information, files it. So when someone now does something to you in the moment, the hippocampus is so close to the amygdala. The amygdala is the center for emotions and feelings and all of that. What happens is the information first routes through the hippocampus. So what it does is it just does a memory check. Has this thing happened before? And when it happened, what did I do? Okay. And the moment it picks that up, it transfers to the amygdala. The amygdala calls a response from the past. So it's almost like I'm not thinking about this event in the present. I'm thinking about something that looked like it's in the past. I'm selecting my response based on how I responded to this similar kind of thing 10 years ago. So they say you think, really, but that's his thoughts. Now, in mastery, they will tell you to slow down. That's why if you go for any anger management course, they will tell you between impact and response, there is a small time. They call it pause. In that pause, you take that information away from your hippocampus and run it through your frontal cortex. You are now elaborating on it. Okay, why did he say that? What was he trying to get at? Now because you're doing all of this, you're shunting information from your emotional brain, which is your amygdala. You're not going to be hijacked.
But there's a saying where they say you begin to overthink things. You know, there are some people that like to blow hot. We had a conversation on being hot last week. And some people feel, just let it out. Tell people how you feel in the moment and then move on. But now from what you're saying, you want us to take a pause before responding or reacting. So what is that fine line between the pause and overthinking things?
In the pause, you choose your response. In the last analysis, one of the things we do is emotional intelligence. In the last analysis, we say emotional intelligence is really about managing how you feel. We say it is about making quality decisions. They will tell you that if you can't manage your emotions, you can't manage your money, you can't manage your home, you can't manage your job. What did it say? Because in all these places, in your home, you make decisions. On the job, you make decisions. Financially, you make decisions. They're telling you that if you can't manage your emotions, you can't manage your decision-making process. So when you pause, you are choosing your response. You're saying, I'm not going to respond because I feel like this. I'm going to respond because this is the outcome I want. So when we teach emotional intelligence, we're telling people, what's the outcome you want in every situation? What is the outcome you want? Then when you pause, select the decision that will take you closer to that outcome.
I have to say a big thank you to you for coming to talk to us this morning. I know there's so many other places we could take this conversation, but there's just not enough time. But we'd love for you to reach out to us. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC as soon as you can. Ask your questions and let's see if we can get them answered. Now we're going to have to head over to Talkware in the kitchen with our chef.